Welcome to the Innovation Squadcast, making a positive difference in learning through innovation.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Innovation Squadcast. Thanks for making us part of your educational PD journey. Today, we're diving into the thrilling world of our rocket experience, a hands-on project that captivates students and brings science to life. The rocket experience is more than just launching rockets. It's about fostering critical thinking, collaboration, and real-world connections to careers in STEM fields. Join us as we explore the goals and standards that addresses the engaging activities involved and the invaluable skills students gain through the process. This episode is packed with insights and inspiration you won't want to miss. I am Jimmy Cate.
Phil Sheridan.
And we are innovative learning coordinators in Berkeley County School District. And, we were working with Marrington Middle teachers. Shout out to Ms. Feller and Mr. Likey, and kind of bringing this experience to us, and then we were able to start using this, and we really loved and fell in love with the rocket experience and what it was able to do. And so, kind of, what's a real brief overview of what the rocket experience is, so that if teachers want to stay tuned through this entire episode.
Yes, back to Marrington, they really we kind of were invited to observe that lesson that they were doing. Year or more ago, and really looked at it, and there was no tech involved in it. It was just a great hands-on, engaging project where students created rockets out of 2-liter soda bottles propelled by air pressure and water, and they were using it to just kind of experience the different forces at play when it comes to a rocket launch. So our job is to, take a look at what teachers are doing, and if an opportunity presents to enhance what it is through the use of technology or other innovative practices, that we offer it up. So we have our sensors. Pasco makes sensors, and SparkView is a program that connects to these various sensors and allows you to see in real time the data that's happening. And in this case, we're able to see through the use of one of our sensors how high the rocket goes, how fast it's changing its motion. Right. Call that acceleration. We're then able to see that display along a graph in real time. Students are then able to take that graph, that information, and take it back into the classroom and really do some analysis of that data. And I saw kids just get real, kind of, sounds nerdy, but get excited about watching that data happen on their Chromebooks in real time, and to be able to make that connection between an otherwise abstract classroom concept to see that, in action, I think is what it's really all about.
Yeah, because when you're talking about like the goals and standards and work and life skills addressed in this experience, it's across the board. Anything probably from 4th, 5th grade, all the way through high school. From taking and just being able to do simple division to find out speed. Or going all the way through, like we worked with Miss Ward's class at Stratford, and actually looking at a parabola and breaking down that parabola that's created by the rocket. So we're talking about physics. We're talking about a significant amount of math that's involved when it comes to doing all these different skills. And then even you could bring in writing and presentation skills, and people being able to write about their experience. And so there's tons of different work and life skills, standards address goals that can be really brought in with this rocket experience, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, a lot of troubleshooting and the design thinking process that we talk about a lot, where you test, you fail, you refine, redesign, and go at it again. And then, back to the data piece, anytime you're going to do, anytime you're going to take on something to make improvements upon whatever it is, in this case, a rocket and its ability to go, as high in the sky as it can, or at least go higher than it did the first time, having that data to prove or, to see if you're actually making progress is important. And I think that's an important part of just that's how things work in the real world. You have a new car and you want to, they crash test it and they keep doing it until the data shows that it's safe. It's safer than the previous version.
I love the competitive aspect too of kids, because you got this idea of, all right, who can get the rocket the highest, and so there's that little competitive angle as well.
Miss Ward came to our Innovation Summit where we try to give some previews to the different experiences, and this rocket launch was one of them. Let the teachers go through it, and I mean, she had a really great rocket launch. Actually, one of the highest I've seen go. It was like 200 and.
I think it was over 220. Easy.
Yeah, it was pretty high.
Yeah.
It was really high, and so then she was, using that as the competitive component to her class with her students to see if anybody could beat the teacher.
And again, the teamwork, the collaboration, the critical thinking, all of those things come into collaboration. So really, really great stuff. So teachers looking to do this, they're excited about it. Kind of time frame, what kind of activity are involved when it comes to kind of the rocket, because this is, again, a learning experience. It's kind of multi-dimensional, multi-layered with a couple different days involved. The ITO truck's could also be involved. So we kind of got a lot going on. So how do they get started with this? Yeah, so,
we want to get into the classroom previous to the day of, the launch. We really want the kids to, like we said, the sensors are a big part of it.
Yes.
Using the sensors to collect that data through the launch to connect it back to the science that you're teaching or the math that you're learning about, whatever it is. So we do want a day in the class to kind of make sure that the kids understand how to connect, just the technical piece. How do I connect to this thing? And how do I look at the information? How do I look at these numbers? How do I look at this graph? And what does it really mean? Because also the day of, as they're doing the experience, we have them take that raw data that they get and then put it onto a spreadsheet.
Right.
So we want to go over how do you take information from your graph, put it on a spreadsheet so you have something to review throughout the day, and then afterwards when you're kind of going over the day. So a classroom day.
Yep. Of data analysis and sensors. We also need another day for rocket construction, most likely. Sometimes we can fit that into the same day. Other times it's nice to kind of break that up and make that a whole separate activity as well, because it really also depends on how you want to do the rocket construction, because you got a couple different. We got the tech version of using laser cutters and
make the fins.
And designing them digitally, or you've got the the hands-on version of scissors and cardboard and kind of go along with that, right? So.
So we're so we do have some opportunities to kind of like you may say to us, well, is there any way to kind of trim back some of the time needed for this? There are little areas that we can, and the construction process or portion of it is definitely an opportunity to, maybe scale back the amount of time come to them, where they do less of the designing component to it, and we focus maybe more on the data, to do the math piece.
But the kids really like making rockets and making them kind of into it, and that kind of adds that little bit more of ownership and empowerment. I think that really helps as well. So, so probably a day, again, rocket construction, again, talking about materials, cardboard, tape. We provide the cardboard, the tape, the scissors, laser cutter if needed. The only thing that really the teachers would be asked is for each group, we usually have them pair up, is always good. And then each student bring in their 2-liter bottle. And that way they have their two 2-liter bottles that we then construct the rocket out of as well. So, and then we'll bring in the sensors and really teach them how to kind of go through the data there as well. And then the best day, the most important day, that's launch day as well. So kind of what goes into a launch day when it goes in that. I think probably the biggest thing is making sure that your school has the adequate space for a safety launch. Unfortunately, not every school has that. And so we can maybe work with your school and try to find that place. But many schools do have a good space. We know because, again, these rockets do go hundreds of feet in the air. They sometimes can go off to the left and to the right, depending on how.
Sometimes.
For the most part, they're pretty steady, but we want to make sure we've got a good space so that safety is obviously the most primary concern there. But what else involves kind of the actual launch day?
So that's everybody's excited that day.
Yes.
So there's and if you got the younger ones, sometimes that excitement's a little hard to kind of rein in and keep focused on it. But we do want to, as you said, have a good space to do this in. But the more help, the better.
Yes.
It'll be probably one or two of us going out, and then the teachers. So if you have like I said, any more hands that can help would be better. because we do have some, different stations. We have a definite, pretty good workflow
Right.
of, a staging area to a launch area to an area on the truck where the students can go back and fix the rocket, that it gets smashed up when it lands from the first launch, make an improvement to then get back into that, the sequence of staging to launch and all that. So, so definitely having more people to support that, the smoother it can go.
Absolutely. Yeah, bring in, a coach at your school. It's also maybe if you got some good parents to do some volunteer, this is a great opportunity to get them involved as well and see, a really great experience that their kids are excited about. Plus, I mean, the information that they're getting, I think, from this experience, and then what they can do, the after part, right? The presentation of that knowledge, I think, is just as exciting as well. So we've had, again, when we've had algebra classes break down the parabolas, we've had 5th grade classes create presentations, we've had another class, basically create videos, giving those presentations that they can write. So there's lots of different ways that they can kind of really do this post activity. And then you also have the kind of work and life skills part of this as well, where you can really connect this. If this is something the kids really are interested in, well, now we've got career options to research as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's definitely career connections, the other work and life skills that goes into it, with they have to work in pairs for the most part. So working as a team with, I have this idea, you have that idea, bringing those ideas together into a team idea, and then just the communication that goes on. Kids need those opportunities. That's a big work and life skill that they have a great opportunity to develop in an exciting way. So, and then
you're researching aerospace, engineering, product design, data analysis, right? Maybe that's what they're into. There's lots of different ways to kind of bring that in.
Yeah, and just the idea that you may walk up to the launch pad and have the tons of excitement about a rocket that's going to go really high, and it doesn't go very well at all.
No.
And just being able to adapt, use the design thinking process as a tool to rethink what you've got and fix it and try again. Absolutely. I think that's a big part of life in general.
So it's a really great experience. We've done it a couple of times. Every time I felt like it went great. The kids had a great time. Teachers enjoyed it, and plus there was a tremendous amount of learning going on across all different levels, all different subject areas. I mean, again, we're looking at physics, air pressure, scientific method, data collection, data analysis, graphing, measurement, design thinking, basic mathematical skills and concepts, algebraic expressions, and technical writing. So again, if any of those topics or skills are something that you teach, which I think covers a pretty good wide range amount of our teachers, we would love, again, to be able to bring the rocket experience to your school. Again, as long as you've got a good sufficient space for that. So what's their next step? All right, they heard it, they want to do it. What do they need to do next?
Yeah, you need to get in touch with your innovative learning coordinator at the school. And I think in the show notes, it has, if you're unfamiliar with who your coordinator is, a little visual to help you identify who that person is, but get in touch with them and then go through what the plan would be for you. Because, as we talked about, there is some customization to the overall experience so that it tailors to your curriculum needs, your time constraints or availability, and all that. So you want to get on that. And then you pin down a date and, look forward to it.
Exactly, yeah. So again, reach out to your ILC if you know your ILC. And if you don't, reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to either get you connected with your ILC or, again, sit down and also plan with you as well. Where we look forward to these rocket experiences. They're always really great. We always have a great time when we do that. So we'll have, again, inside the show notes, we will have links to the rocket experience document. So we do have a document that you can also kind of look through that can kind of help guide you as well. And then you'll have, again, we have connection, email. Our email is down at the bottom as well. Reach out through Facebook, reach out through Instagram, or however you, again, reach out to us is great. So we really look forward to having you. So show notes for resources, check out that. We've also got a link to the video if you want to watch the video, or again, listen on Spotify. You always have those options. You can also watch on Spotify. It's right there as well. Make sure to subscribe and follow so that you get all of our new and latest episodes as they come out. And we want to hear from you. If you, again, want to be on the podcast after you do the rocket experience, you're more than welcome to come on and share what you learned from the rocket. Or if you have a topic or an idea for a podcast, again, we would love to have you on. Please reach out to us so we can get connected and get you on the podcast. Yeah. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Until next time, bye.
Bye.